What's going on, everyone? I'm here with Gravely's backpack sprayer. Honestly, it's made by Chapin, or Chapin, however you pronounce it. Comment below the phonetic spelling for that. But at any rate, I really like this backpack sprayer in general as a brand. So it looks like they contacted them to make this because that's basically what it is, and it just has the Gravely branding on the back. But the difference between this one and any other backpack sprayer, it's battery powered. The one that I already have, the Chapin one, is that it's got this like lumbar support here, this belt. So that's probably the one thing that I would talk about, the pros and cons. Otherwise, it's a great battery powered sprayer. It's got a nice battery in the bottom here. One cool thing about this battery, of course, it's two-handed operation here. One thing about this battery, so you see it's branded here, Chapin, but it's got this little button on the thing here so you can see how charged it is. So it tells you how much charge you have, which is good. So when you're on the field, if you're using this a bunch, you can test it and see. The other ones that I don't have any idea, so I just kind of charge it every now and again, every couple of days, to make sure that it's boosted back up and ready to go, because you don't want to be in the middle of a yard and then it runs out. But so that's a cool feature for this one. But other than that, it's the lumbar support. That's the biggest change to this backpack sprayer. It's a 4-gallon backpack sprayer. Again, you can get Chapin's version pretty much in any kind of lawn and garden store as well as online, but this is Gravely's branded version. This lumbar support is very cumbersome to put on. I can see how this would be an issue if you're doing it constantly. Like for me, grabbing it and going for residential and things, it's definitely a pain. It's definitely time consuming and tedious to take this on and off. So, you know, when you look at it, it's just kind of all jumbled up and stuff, and when you stick it in your trailer and it doesn't really, or your truck or whatever, you got to fold it up, and it takes a little while to play around with it than just the backpack straps themselves. There's no way to take this off. It's one whole piece, so you're stuck with the whole thing. They've got this back padding here, which is a nice new feature, but this here is just very cumbersome. So when you're just grabbing this on the go and you just want to throw it on real quick and go and spray, you know, you have to mess around with this thing. And again, it's not the end of the world, but I can see how it can become a little tedious and uncomfortable and just one more time-consuming process. But the pro is, if you have large commercial properties and you have the proper licenses and you're filling this up with like Roundup or something like that, a non-selective herbicide where you're just going around, you're spraying all the weeds and things in mulch beds or wherever, and you're covering a large area, and you have this thing filled up to 2 or more gallons, 2 to 4 gallons, this is pretty heavy when you get to that point. So if you're walking around with that for an extended period of time, that's where the lumbar support really would come in handy. You know, I do a lot of hiking and backpacking in general, so I know how that helps, and it's very supportive in that way. You've got the sternum support. All that's definitely great when you have all this weight on here, when you're going to be wearing it for an extended period of time. But if you're just going to be grabbing it off the truck or trailer real quick to spray something at a couple yards here and there, this kind of gets a little tedious. So again, it's like personal preference. It's what works best for your business, for your yards. I think larger properties, wearing this for an extended period of time, all of this support definitely is key. Otherwise, just the regular backpack sprayer without all this is probably the ideal for a lot of residential where you're just going back and forth, in and out, grabbing and going. So those are my thoughts. Otherwise, it's a great sprayer, great backpack sprayer. Chapin always has been my favorite, and for battery powered. And let me know if you guys have used this or what your thoughts and opinions are. Thanks. Catch you on the next one.